your patience.
Far end of this room. I'll come around.
You don't think?
May I tell you a story? You can just sit here. Comfortable? Thank you. It's a sad tale I'll tell you. The sailorman's life. His dreams of the high seas. And cost him a wife. Was a young man of 20, just married a maid, whose love held me strong, though I feared it would fade. But white ships in harbor, they beckoned and gleamed, and promised 4 winds back to Fiddlers Green. Oh, Fiddlers Green, bewitching young sailors, all on their dreams. Oh, she's calling to me. Enchantment awaits you at Fiddlers Green. Now Fiddlers Green is a sailorman's song, where men sail away fearing time is not long. Sailors sing of clear skies where there's never a gale, and fly free of love as they fiddle and sail. Oh, Fiddlers Green, bewitching young sailors, all on their dreams. Oh, she's calling to me. Entrapment awaits you at Fiddlers Green. It's a sad tale I'll tell you of a sailorman's wife. Her love sailed away, and it cost him his life. No, it's not possible. another conversation about getting carried away by your imagination? Fine, thanks. Okay, fine, I will look. But she can't be out here. Really? Yeah, that's a really likely story. for 150 years. Sure. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see. Sure. She's just sitting in the morning sun and sitting when the evening comes, just watching the ships roll in, and then she watches them roll away again. She's just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the time roll away. She's just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. This has to stop. This has to change now. Sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 'Cause I had nothing to live for. Looks like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit in the dock of the bay, watching time roll away. I'll just sit on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Excuse me, my dear. My name is Lorena. Yes, Lorena. I noticed you're looking a bit more lively than the other ghosts sitting out there. Think you want to escape that cold? Come inside. I promise Fiddlers Green feels like almost paradise. You'll come in. Thank you. May I take your coat? Here, have a seat. You know what? I think I have just what you need. It's, not your stealer. There you go. Now this bottle, aged 150 years. I think it's probably about time to get it out in the open, don't you think? All right. Right. To 150 years. It's pretty amazing. They're sealed, and Rojo will last forever. But if you want to taste immortality, you gotta open the bottle. Nothing in life lasts forever. Speaking of which, you got a dead soldier already. Now, Lorena can revive that for you, but I think if you want to talk about how you ended up down here. No? Okay, that's all right. I can wait. I've got plenty of time around here. Might even call that the house specialty. But you know, if you do keep your blues bottled up, they'll never go away. But if you open up, let your feelings out, they might change. You know what? I can show you. just sitting there resting your bones, and your loneliness won't leave you alone, and you're thinking that you got nothing to live for, and nothing's gonna come your way, so you sing, I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. Now, Lavina, what was the point of coming inside if you were just gonna sit there frozen like a statue? Don't be afraid to let the music help you move. Me and my fiddle will just play your part for you. Where you go, I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Where you go, I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. So I want you to know it's a little fucked up, and I'm stuck here waiting at times to big shit. Find myself just spilling my time. Anything you people thought of you from my mind repeat. I broke the record, the same thing on and on, and then you're stuck singing the same old song. The light you're sitting alone, getting lost in your mind. Have you ever fucking thought of just shutting it off? I know it's easy to get stuck in your mind, but eventually you just gotta pick yourself up, face the music, metaphorically speaking, and move on. Otherwise, your memories, they just keep repeating forever until there's no escape. But there is no escape. I mean, people have been singing this song forever. I mean, how am I supposed to know how to shut it off? Well, maybe you can't just shut it off, but there are other ways to get a song out of your head. Okay, so even if a song keeps repeating, remember, you can still change it. You know what? Don't take my word for it until you won't. I can prove it. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful queen named Helen. Now, Helen had recently married into a secure life with a good king of men allows. And yet, she spent every day dreaming of the even more glorious future a near goddess as herself deserved. And thus, Helen's dreams, they blinded her to the good she already had. I was tired of my husband. Been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. While we were sleeping, I read papyrus in bed. And in the personal columns, there was this letter I read. Is you that pina colada? Getting caught in the rain. Is you're not into Japanese and you're sick of names. If you like making love at midnight on the dunes of the Cape, I'm the love that you've looked for. Right to me and escape. I didn't think about my husband. I know that sounds kind of mean. None of that. We'd fallen into the same old dull routine. So I wrote to the paper about a personal ad. And though I'm nobody's Homer, I thought it wasn't half bad. Yes, I like pina coladas. I'm getting caught in the rain. I'm not much into Spartans, but I am into champagne. You must have ducked me that amount of night. We can pretend it's a rape. Meet at the bar called Fiddlers Green. We'll set sail and escape. Hold up. Yes? Okay, you're telling me that this Helen, she just read about some prince, forgot her husband, and then sailed off? She sounds pretty stupid to me. Finally, a participating audience. Now, to answer your question, yes, Helen and her prince, Paris, they were both a bit thoughtless. And, when they got to Paris's hometown, Troy, they realized that their actions had unintentionally started a war. But, shoot, I don't want to tell a war story. It's supposed to be a story of Boston. It's okay. We can keep going with this. But, let's just get this checked out. Okay. But, we'll just change the perspective a little bit to another hero. I think Philoctetes will work. Okay. Now, Philoctetes, he also left home on a shining white ship set for Troy, where Helen and Paris' escape had started a war. Now, Phil spent his first month aboard, enraptured by the stories of his fellow soldiers, who spoke of thick stone walls surrounding an emerald city, filled with towers that touched the sky. And in the highest tower, the most beautiful woman in the world lay trapped, dreaming of rescue. Now, eventually, the heroic soldiers made a stop to sacrifice for their mission's success. But when Phil knelt down at the stone altar praying he might someday see that beautiful queen, a snake slithered out and pierced his foot. First, the stoic warrior thought nothing of it. It's fine. But then his foot started turning green. And then the stench of festering flesh, and then of rot, and then of time, spread through his body and then through the ship. Like a black fog, the smell seeped into every corner of the boat until the soldiers couldn't remember why they were sailing. When even the sails wilted, the men took action. They didn't think about their friendship, just what was best for the team. So when they spotted an island, they dropped him off with his cries and broken dreams. And while he lay there sleeping, they sailed away from the smell. And when he woke in the morning, he cursed they'd sailed to hell! Now you see, they saw an island, and they thought, looks pretty nice to me. But they didn't think about how a diseased foot is like a diseased mind. Every step you take, and every move that you make, you carry your hell with you. So, since Phil could not escape, he simply sat, singing his sad song over and over. I'm like a pina colada and a roof from this rain and the sound of the ocean. You're gonna drive me insane. I wish I had a fucking chainsaw. I would slay every snake, and then I'd saw off this damn foot, this damn life. I'd escape. When he could barely even walk? That's a good question. Okay, well, you see, even heroes part human. And sometimes humans don't think about others when they're dreaming of the future. Humans can get stuck in their own head, and they don't think about things from other people's perspectives. But the gods, they took pity on Philoctetes. And one day Hercules flew down from Mount Olympus, and he told Phil that in Troy, he'd find a cure. So Phil lifted himself up, cut down some palm trees, made a wooden raft, and once again sailed to Troy. But when he finally spotted an emerald tower, it was barely visible against the black smoke rising from battles beneath. And as he entered the camp of the friends who'd abandoned him, he found no welcome. Instead, Phil found soldiers posing like statues, adorning themselves with iron spears. Not one spared a look for the stranger with the festering foot. So Phil, he dragged himself through the silent camp, hoping that closer to the city's stone walls, he might glimpse Helen, the beauty he had been looking for. But as he approached the city's walls, Phil noticed a deserter trying to escape inside. And as the soldier dismounted, Phil noticed something green, something that did not belong on a battlefield, hidden under his coat. Suddenly, Phil recognized that this was no ordinary Trojan. This was no other than Helen's abductor, Prince Paris himself. He was looking for Helen to steal. Now he was in a bind because Troy was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man dragging his foot, smelling like rot, and Paris jumped by an ionic stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I'm a soldier, and I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd like to keep your life, I'll make a bet with you. Now with that foot, you'll probably die before the day is through. But I'll bet a Fiddlers Green music vaccine, because I think I'm better than you." The boy said, "I'm Bill Arcades, though I wish that I could run. I'll stand my ground and take your bet until that fiddle's won. Bill Arcades, hold up your bow and play with all your heart. Hell is for Fiddlers Troy, and your fight's about to start. And if you win, that violin will lift you from your pain. But if you lose, your violin may be slain." Marina, I getting a bit tired. I could use some help. Think maybe you're ready to participate? Come on, Paris's part is so easy. All you have to do is play what you feel. Let's just pretend. Yes. Don't play. Okay. I'll introduce you. Prince Paris opened up his case and he said, "I'll start the show," and freedom flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And just like Helen flew to Troy, he let his feelings sail, and they rode the wind until the fiddle green let them out to rock and wail. Okay, just repeat after me, then I'll let you go. Okay, with feeling. Better. Now let it fly. Higher. Woo! Way to let your fingers sail across those strings. Wow. All right. To that performance, I am ready for Phil's reply. Now, when Paris finished, Phil Arcades said, "Well, I hear your notes can sail, but can they carry you across your life like these here in my tail? Chicken chase, boys, run. Time and out, your life is done. Now, we'll sail away. Since the moon held every day." So, I just heard Phil sing about chickens. Tying the knot, flying by night, and howling at the moon. So I think the basic story here is about abandoning some girls. Why would Philoctetes sing about that? You have a good ear. Okay, man. Philoctetes didn't abandon some girl, but he was abandoned by his friends, so maybe he was just imagining his story from someone else's perspective. And maybe he used metaphors because he was trying to generalize his story so it would connect with a more general audience. So, general audience. What did you think? Whose song did you connect with more? Was it Morena's Paris? You can just clap. Okay. Or was it my Philoctetes? Okay, well, I think we need to win connection. Well, Paris bowed his head because he knew that he had been beat, and he laid that healing fiddle on the ground at Philop's feet. And Phil said, a violin, a greenback scene to lift me as I play. I'll transform myself in song, and in my stories fly away. And he sang, chicken chase flies, run, rise, run. Tie the knot and your life is done. Fly thy novel sail away. Sing to the moon, howl every day. Chicken chase flies, run, rise, run. Tie the knot and your life is done. Fly thy novel sail away. Sing to the moon, howl every day. Sorry, excuse me, getting carried away here. And you probably wondering about that cure that Hercules promised. Right, so after the battle, Philoctetes returned to camp with that green violin, and he remembered this old song from back home. Now, not only could he let it out, he had someone to sing it with. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I mean. I don't want to hurt no more, my foot has got gangrene. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I mean. I don't want to hurt no more, my foot is turning green. Now technically, soldier's joy was a drink made out of whiskey, beer, and morphine. But since Phil escaped not in a bottle, but through his song, he called it Soldier's Joy. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I mean. I ain't gonna hurt no more, not with my fiddle green. Hold on. Okay, no, I'm just gonna turn it down. Okay, what's your question? I'm not getting on board with this, okay? Because if Phil is just using the song as an escape, that is not a cure. His foot still hurt, his foot still smelled. Okay, that's fair. But you know what? The song was doing something more than escaping. But to really understand, you have to play it yourself. So why don't you try? conversation where you play both parts. You give voice to the old, then you reply. Okay. Okay, start with the old. Now reply. Back. Now reply. Repeat. See, it's like sort of liberating, right? How you can play this old song that's stuck in your fingers, but then use it to make up your own song. Now, you don't forget the old song. You still need it as a guide for the key and the chords and the rhythm. But once you really know it, you can sort of move on and take control over the conversation. Take control over the You don't want to tell a war story, huh? Because because that would be your story. The story of a Civil War soldier who abandoned his wife to follow his dreams. The Menelaus didn't get much thought in your story, huh? Dull. You know, I know all you ever thought about was your stories, but I don't need to escape on dreams of Helen. When I have my own real traitor, my husband, Homer, right here. Lorena, I wasn't trying to escape on those stories. I was just trying to get you to open a story you had already sealed shut. But I need you to let me finish. I need you to know the whole story. I don't want to know the whole story. I just want to forget you. Lorena, that is not the way out. In here, out there, you're going to hear me. I'm sorry, but you said it yourself. You can't shut me out. But I can give it to you straight if that's what you want. Real story. Please. Once upon our time, in a cottage by the sea, you sang the latest love songs in the parlor, and I read ancient books about passionate gods and emerald cities and selfless heroes. And like characters in a song, our perfect life could have lasted forever if not for those ships. You see, every morning I would sit on the docks to hear the sailors speak these stories, and they promised that if I followed, their stories would become real. But then every evening I would return home, and suddenly our simple life sounded like a sentimental ballad, trapping me in forgettable cliches. So you're right, Lorena, I didn't think about you when I followed my ships and my stories to war. But I want you to know what happened when those ships sailed us off into a battle whose story hadn't yet been written. See, Soldier's Joy, it was just the prologue, it's not the ending. In the night before battle, everyone sang as if time had stopped. But music doesn't stop time. It just drinks it. So you don't notice it passing until there's not a drop left. So the night passed, the sun rose, placing fiddles with a brass band, blasting into a cornfield, and we followed into the fog and the smoke and bullets. But you don't want my words, right? You want the real story. So, fine. Antietam. $13,860 morning casualties. 5,500 midday casualties. 3,720. This is evening casualties. The bloodiest one-day battle of the American Civil War. The end. That's what you wanted, right? It was, I don't know how that helped, but it was short, it was clear, it was direct, there was narrative development, beginning, middle, and end. real stories are never so simple. If they were, they would be much easier to get out. When my sailors told me their stories, I should have asked more questions. If I had heard what they were really about, there was so much there that would have helped me. There were stories about thoughtless people leaving wounds that never heal. And stories about sailors abandoning their friends. And stories about stories starting wars. Of course, as always, I got carried away on beautiful words. If you'd have been there, you would have seen right through their stories. Always see beneath the surface. So maybe you can see what I really saw on that battlefield. I flew into battle looking for my war stories, but when they deserted me, I finally heard our story. It was just a thought of you, but it was real, and it was lasting and true and beautiful, and it was everything I had needed. It was also my soldier's joy. See, it helped me lift myself up so I could run back to you. But every step my feelings flew, my body, it fell, so I looked down and I saw that a bullet had pierced my foot. You see, bullets, they open bodies just like bottles. So my spirits poured till my time ran out. My story ended there. Nothing in life lasts forever. But our song didn't end. See, nothing in life lasts forever, but this is Fiddlers Green. And here, lots of things last forever. Memories and ghosts, songs. But our song has lasted too long. So please, Elena, will you let me let out my last song? When last I hand in and felt your pulse beat fast, Lorena. The mine beat faster far than thine. For if we try, we may forget words a mile long years ago. But you touched some tender chord, Lorena, and burned within my memory yet. I know it probably sounds like I'm reading these words straight out of your sheet music, but I couldn't let these words change. You see, our song was all that connected me with you. I can't believe you remembered. I guess you were listening. But may I sing you our song from my perspective? 'Twas flowery. Lay my hand on your heart beating. I felt you leave. The sun was strong, but your eyes were dark with dreaming. I saw you were leaving. Think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. And though I try, can't seem to get you out of my mind. All the time, I think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. Though I try, can't seem to get you off of my mind. You asked how I ended up down here. How did the living get trapped in hell? You see, after you left, I couldn't let our song change either, so I just sat and I sang it over and over and over and over and over, and I didn't have someone to lift me out of myself and carry me away. See, hell is just a matter of perspective. See, my war was in my mind. See, I had thought that if you left, my life would end. But my life ended because you stayed. And I fear the changing season. But now I fear you're still here. Your ships flew south, but my heart kept singing treason. And I thought you were leaving. Think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. But don't you think it's time to give me back my peace of mind? Safe from the time memories rhyme through every season. Enshrined inside my mind goes back to our time. But shadows hide within the walls that promised healing. I think if we try, so try, I try, we may forget. Give it time. You have to lift yourself out and move on. And after 150 years, don't you think it's time to let me help you find your peace of mind? Now let's move. Sit here consuming the same old stories until the end of time. But if you stay, you will never find what you need. No, Fiddlers Green is only paradise for dead soldiers. My story's finished. But you can still change yours if you lift yourself out of here. See, look. See, the ice out there is melting. But those waters, they won't last forever. So sail out of here before your time runs out. Homer, I listened to your whole story. And sure, knowing your perspective, things change. They change. But underneath, see, the basic song remains. When you left and you died and I'm alone, no matter how much time passes, those memories repeat. Marina, do you remember how Soldier's Joy got stuck in your fingers? Well, our song it's stuck in your mind. And, you'll never escape it, but you can still use it to help you make up your own. Here. It's a portable Fiddler's Green containing all the ghosts you need to help you lift your stories out of yourself. Thank you. Hold on. Here, take this. I don't need it, and you wear it, you will look like the best bartender this side of hell. And you can open Fiddler's Green. Let in some of your old war friends and they can share their stories of lost love. Now, it's time to go. So, sail away and I will travel with you in every song you play. Was a sad tale I told you of a sailor man's wife, but finding his fiddle brought her back to life. Was a young maid of 20 just married a boy who's dreaming of stories but my dreams destroy. But those ships in the harbor that beckoned and believed, they never returned him from Fiddler's Green. Oh, oh, oh. somebody who in your life has left you for Fiddlers Green and sing and or stomp or clap so loudly that they can hear you. So we're all going to sing together. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh, Fiddlers Green. Man's wife, and she sailed on dreams that she could change her life.